Hello and welcome to part 6 of how to create the Twitch UI with ReactJS. In this part we are going to create the account section, which we see on the top right, and we are going to start right away. So to start off, we are going to create this little icon with the 60 message on it, and when we hover over it we see the new prime load. So I think this is the most difficult one, so let's start with that one. Okay, we are going to open up our source, component, navbar, and then we have our account section right here, and we are going to create a new icon button. So we already made a component for the icon button, so let's see if we can use that one. I don't know for sure because we have this 60 number on there, but we could always try. The more we reuse, the better. So we have an icon button, but we still need to import it. We are going to copy this over from the navigation section, like a real programmer. And as you can see, now we have the more icon right here. But we actually, okay, so we actually want to pass in the icon that we want to render. So right now it always renders the more horizontal, but we want to dynamically render the icon right here. So let's see, we are going to give it a couple of properties which we can pass. And then we are going to render the icon button based off those properties. So let's see, we have our icon button. We're going to create a interface props, and right here we are going to want a icon which is of type, let's see, what kind of type is this? Overridable component SVG icon type map. Let's give it any type. Then we are going to expect an icon right here, which is of type props. So I think this is the correct way. And then right here we want to render this icon. So I hope this will work. Let's see, we get an error. That's correct. In our account section, this is the newly created one. So I'm going to comment this out for a second. And we are first going to get this working in the navigation section. So right now we see nothing because it expects an icon. So now we import the icon right here. And we say icon. Then we say more horizontal. Oh, I hope this works. Go. And no, objects are not valid as a React child. You meant to render a collection of children, use an array instead. Okay. So this is not how we render icons. So maybe we do it like so. Icon like so. No. Okay, so we are going to try one more thing, and that is to actually copy this class over, the overridable components SVG thingy map, like so, because that is actually the type of the icon. Overridable component, from which one should we import it? Mini top, and then the SVG icon type map at top, and then let's see, maybe now we can use it as an icon. I hope so. So nah, still not. Okay, so let's think. Maybe if we give it a capital letter, we then can use it as a component, like so. Okay, looks already a lot better. Okay, so now the property is missing. That's correct. So we just pass in the property like so, and wow, it's working. Okay, so well, this is really cool. Nice. I didn't expect this to work, but it did. I don't know if it's the correct way. Don't hold me accountable for it, but it's working. Okay. So now that we can dynamically pass in the icon, we can reuse this for our account section right here. So let's see. We have our icon button, and then we pass in the icon. But now we need to pick the icon. This is, I don't know what icon it is. Okay, so I've looked all over this page to find the icon. I couldn't find it. I even tried to decrypt the icon by removing the 60 number, and it kind of looks like a crown. So we're going to look for a crown, but I'm afraid we are not going to find it. I actually don't have any idea what this is. Maybe loot. Well, we are going to go with a nice little inbox, I think. So we are going to import the inbox. We are going to import it from the material UI, like so. Inbox, and we're going to pass it in. And well, it doesn't really look like it, but yeah, I hope you forgive me for that. Let's see. What we actually want to do then is we want to make a hover effect. So this says more. We also need to make that dynamically. So the icon button needs its second property. It will be the tooltip. That will just be a string. This is a lot easier than passing an icon in. So we have to give the property to here. And now the component recognizes that it can use the tooltip and we can render it. And we probably will get an error. Yes. So we need to pass the tooltip in right here. Pass more, I think. Yes, more. And then in our account section, we had the tooltip of something with loot, new prime loot. New prime XO. Okay, and I actually see that our tooltip is not it is wrapping, which is actually good, but we actually don't want it to happen this time. So let's see how we can fix that. So I actually found a solution on CSS Tricks. It says that we can apply white space no wrap to it. So we are going to try that. We are going to add it to our tooltip. We are going to put it right here at the bottom, I think. White space no wrap. And if we hover over this one, still working, nice. This one, yes, okay, nice. New prime loot on one line. It's a one-liner, good. So this is really neat. The only thing missing is the 60, and I'm afraid I don't really know how to do that. So let's figure that out. Okay, so I've thought it through, and I think we are going to create a new property, which will be a property named notification or number. And then if we pass that property to the class, we will render this number, which is in this case 60. So let's see, we are going to do this by adding a new span, and then we are going to add the 60. So if it's all good, yes, we see the span right there. And then we are going to give this a class name of not tooltip, but number. Not a really good name, but it will do for now. We are going to go right icon button dot number. We want to give it a position of absolute. Yes. And then we actually want to give it a left of 0 pixels. Correct? No, a right of 0 pixels. Also not correct. A left of 50%. I want to get it to the top right side actually. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and say left of 100 pixels. That's way too much. 50, no, 20. 20 seems good. And then a top of, or sorry, a bottom of 50 pixels. Okay, now it's out of the view. That's not what we want. 20 pixels looks a lot better. We actually want to lower it a little bit, so 15 is good, I think. And we also want to change the left to 15. So nice. But as you can see, our icon button also has it. But for the moment, that's okay. So we are going to give this pen a background color of red, I think. I'm just going to hippity hoppity pick this color. And then we are going to give the background color of this, nice. We want to give it a padding of 3 pixels. And save it up, yeah. Then we actually want to give it more padding horizontally, I think. So top, right and left 5 pixels. Nice, and then the border radius. And 50% is a circle, I think. Yeah, that's way too round. But it is actually pretty round, so I'm going to go with 25. 25 is still too round, I think. 15 pixels, then 15 will do, but it's still not wide enough. We need it wider. like so. Okay, that looks I think better, and we want to change the font family to Roboto. Okay, nice. So this actually looks already pretty good, but we want to remove it from here, and we want to make the number a variable, I think. So how are we going to do that? I already actually told you a little bit. We are going to do this by adding a new property. Our property will be number, and then this will be a number. We can pass it in right here, and as you can see, we are going to put a question mark right there, and I think it's right here. What we are trying to do is we are trying to make this a nullable, so that the parameter doesn't have to be passed in. So now it's nullable, because if we save it like so, we get errors. So right now it is possible to not enter the number, which we are not going to do in the navigation section, but we are going to do it at the account section. So we are going to only render this span if our number is not null. So let's see, number and 10. I don't think this is how we do this. Let's see. Left hand side must be an okay, so it was just lagging behind. I was probably thinking too fast, my computer couldn't hold up. So yeah, now the number is null, so we don't get anything. And what if we pass a number in right here? The number equals 60, or well, it's a number, so 60. Yeah, nice, we see the 60. But we actually want to remove this hard-coded 60, and we want to exchange it with the number, like so. So that way when we type, for example, 12, we only have 12 messages, we see 12. Okay, good. So we are going to keep it at 60 for now. And we are going to work on the two other buttons. We have the login, the sign up, and then we have an account icon. So let's first do the account icon, since that will pretty much be copying this one. We don't want the tooltip actually. Is there a possibility to remove that one as well? Yeah, okay, so I think that we are going to also make the tooltip a nullable. Or does this one have a tooltip? No, this one doesn't have a tooltip. We are also going to make the tooltip nullable, and then we are going to only render it when we have a tooltip. So that way, when we create a button or an icon button without a tooltip, we'll still render like so, but we just don't see the tooltip. That's good. So next up, we are going to import account link from the material UI icons, the account, and then account box, account circle. When should it be? Let's go with account box. If it's not a good one, I will try to find it and then head back to here. Yeah, I'm going to try to find it. So I actually found it. It's not account, it is person and then outline. So we are just going to paste it in right here, and now we see our nice little person. Next up, we are going to apply flex to our account section. So right here, display not inline, flex, yes. So now they are next to each other, good. And then we are going to add the two buttons, a login button and a sign in button. So let's see if we already created buttons. I don't think so. So let's see, we already have an icon button, but we are not going to use that one. So we are going to create a new folder named button, and then we are going to create a button.tsx and a button.css. Yeah, now we're going to copy over this one, to our button. We are going to strip away most of the things. We want the CSS import, like so. We are going to rename this to this. We remove the props, and then we return a button which will say hello, like so. And then we are going to give it a class name of button. And here we have our normal button. Okay, so now that we have created a button, we can import it. So in our account section, we are going to import a button like so. And as you can see, our button is right here, and our second button will appear next to there. Okay, good. So actually the button is a pretty big component, since we are going to create a primary and a secondary button. So I think we are going to cover that into the next episode, and then we are going to finish off the account section. So I want to thank you for watching. I hope you could follow along, and I hope I see you in the next episode when we finish the account section. See you later. Bye.